Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. Decentralization is more important than ever. The ability to transact or share information that is censorship resistant is so valuable, and I think that people are starting to take notice. Recently, Donald Trump sent out a tweet, and in the tweet he said, quote, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts." And Twitter flagged this as a tweet that glorified violence. However, they did not remove the tweet because they believe that it might be in the public's interest. And from this tweet, Jack Dorsey and Twitter have come under fire. People are asking, social media platform Twitter, what is their role in deciding what's true and what's false? This is not a news media outlet. This is a social media platform. So who are they to decide what is allowed and what's not allowed? And the thing that people have been very upset with these platforms is not only are they removing content or flagging content, they have been inconsistent with what they allow and what they won't allow. This same exact tweet that Donald Trump tweeted stayed on the platform with a flag or an asterisk next to it. Someone wanted to do an experiment and take the same tweet and repost it and see what happens. So this account over here, Suspend the Press, tweeted the same thing with the words, when they start looting, the shooting starts, and their account was temporarily limited. So as you can see, there's an inconsistency on what's allowed and what's not, and whoever the user is saying or tweeting out this information. And many people go to these platforms, such as Twitter, such as Facebook, and such as YouTube, because they're trying to get away from the mainstream media. Because the mainstream media, each channel usually has their own agenda and they push their own story. We can take the same story and look at different headlines from different outlets and see what the difference is. We have a story here of a police officer that shot a man in his apartment. So one news outlet says, quote, "Dallas police officer charged with manslaughter in fatal shooting of unarmed man in his own apartment." So this title puts the blame on the officer. But then we had another tweet from another news company, and they said, "Dallas officer is in wrong apartment, fatally shoots neighbor." Now they're taking the blame away from the officer, saying, oh, it was kind of an accident. So that's why people go to these platforms, because they want truth. But it always seems that it's a lose-lose situation. In the case of Jack Dorsey and Twitter, they decided we'll flag it or we're thinking about removing it. But a similar message was on Facebook, and Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, stated that they're going to let it stand, they're not going to do anything about it, and people are very upset. Mark Zuckerberg said, quote, "I know many people are upset that we've left the president's post up, but our position is that we should enable as much expression as possible unless it will cause imminent risk of specific harms or dangers spelled out in clear policies." So in this case, they're deciding not to do anything, and now people are still upset. There was a walkout on Monday of Facebook employees, even though they're not working at the office, they're working out at home. They did their own mini protest because they don't agree with Mark Zuckerberg saying that they won't do anything to limit harmful words or what people believe to be harmful. But whenever you censor information, it is extremely dangerous. Even if the information is most likely wrong, or most likely wrong at the time that it's being stated. Nicholas Copernicus and Galileo stated in the past that the Earth revolves around the sun, when it was thought originally that the sun revolves around the Earth. And when they said this, everyone thought that this was heresy, and they were accused of heresy, and they were sentenced to a life of imprisonment. When it comes to social media, it needs to be an open discussion. People should be able to go online and state what they believe is true. If they want to say, the color blue is actually yellow, as stupid as that sounds, they should be able to say it. The only way we get to truth as humans, the only way we advance, is by having an open discussion and people sharing their opinions, their beliefs, and then having other people look into it to see whether they're right or they're wrong. The same thing happens on other social media platforms such as YouTube. So it's not only Twitter, it's not only Facebook, it's also YouTube. And YouTube has been censoring and taking off or removing pages that talk about COVID-19, maybe saying that the lockdown is a scam, or saying maybe the numbers of COVID-19 are not as bad as people think. Whether this is right or wrong, allowing this information leads to truth. YouTube has other methods of censoring data that is not so apparent. For example, YouTube has been accused of deleting comments that insult China's Communist Party. And another thing is they can shadow ban. Shadow ban is when instead of deleting an account, you just don't circulate the information as much. So again, whether that's on Facebook or Twitter, or Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, instead of deleting the account and letting the owner of the account know, you can shadow ban. You can just stop that post from circulating, and people start to pick up on this when they notice their videos or their pictures aren't getting a lot of views, retweets, or likes, and they'll notice something happened along the way. And YouTube is very famous for a huge purge ban on crypto channels. And this has been going on for a long time, with popular channels having their content taken down, such as Ivan on Tech or The Moon, and then having the videos put back up, being unable to reach customer support. So it's been a big problem along all social media of what's allowed and what's not allowed. And because of this, people are looking for another alternative. Not most people, but there are people that are looking for those, and those would be decentralized platforms. And decentralized platforms are the future of social media. Is it going to happen in 2020 or 2021? Probably not. But the migration has already started. There are platforms with millions of users that are already trying to achieve the same goals as Twitter, as Facebook and YouTube, but in a decentralized way. A platform that is most similar to Twitter is Mastodon, and they have over 4 million users. Another decentralized platform is Diaspora. They have over 1 million users, Minds. And then we also have another alternative to YouTube, BitChute, which again doesn't have as many users as YouTube, not even close, but in the making. You can say all of these things are pretty much experiments at the moment. And then another one that I want to talk about is Library, which is also similar to YouTube, where you can post content in a decentralized way. So there are many platforms that might, maybe one day they'll put these tech giants out of business, but the future is going to be decentralized. Will it be one of these platforms? I'm not sure. It might be a platform that's not even invented yet, but in 20 years from now or 30 years from now, people will probably by then be fed up with all of these censorship methods these platforms use. And again, this story went over today about the Trump tweets with Facebook and Twitter. This is only the most recent case. There have been many popular figures on these platforms that have had their accounts deleted or have had their accounts monitored or censored. So decentralization is the future. Whether we agree with these platforms with their ability to either keep information or take information, as time moves forward, people will want a decentralized platform, and that is the future. I hope that you found value in this video. If you like the content, I want you right now to go down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.